So I just got done from being sick. Well, I kinda still am. And I just had my life rocked by driving a snowmobile for like 6 hours straight that was made in the year 2000 and has little to no suspension. I don't feel good. So because of all that, this video is not gonna be a 10-minute longer like usual. Instead, it's gonna be like 6 or 4 minutes long. I just don't feel like recording and uploading a full 10-minute video. I mean, 10 minutes for you, but for me, it's like 40 minutes to record one of these videos. I really don't feel like doing that. So, instead, we're gonna be covering a very short subject. I'm here to talk about a little game known as Them Fighting Herds. It's a play on words of them fighting words, but it's them fighting herds. It's funny because the main characters are animals. Now, what is Them Fighting Herds? It's an indie game, of course, where two funny-looking animals just beat the ever-loving hell out of each other. Now, this is an MLP channel, so what in the horse feathers and flower petals does Them Fighting Herds have to do with MLP besides the way it looks, right? Like, it kind of looks cutesy. Them Fighting Herds actually began as an MLP fan game, and it was called My Little Pony Fighting is Magic. It was pretty basic, but the general gist of it is that you would choose one of the main 6 to beat the crap out of another main 6. It was actually very popular and was even shown off at some, like, conventions. Not brony conventions, but like big expos. And it still is pretty popular within some circles of people. This game was actually so popular, it has actually been remade since then, called Fighting is Magic Aurora, which is like a remake of it. Not by the same people though, that's very important. Not by the people who made the original one, and I'll get to that. It always surprises me how like feature complete a lot of these fan games are, especially within the brony fandom, because I hear the words fan game, I'm thinking like asset flip, right? But no, Fighting is Magic is actually a really extensive game. It has custom art, obviously, but also custom music. It's like a really refined experience. It's an entire game. Like I said, I'm always surprised by these things because I hear the word fan game, I'm thinking, it has to be like an asset flip, right? No, it was an entire game. But because of the popularity of Fighting is Magic, the gods over at Hasbro decided they didn't like seeing their cartoon pastel friendship horses beating the shit out of each other. And it also might have been the fact that Fighting is Magic was shown at, like I said, conventions, expos, and maybe a lot of people were thinking it was an official Hasbro game. So unfortunately, Hasbro sent the devs, also now known as Main 6 dev team, a cease and desist. If you're a new fandom member, Hasbro doesn't really send cease and desist anymore, but back in 2013, 14, 15, they sent a lot of cease and desist to fan creators. Seriously. Like, it didn't even necessarily need to be that your project was not kid-friendly. It literally could have been that your project was too close to looking like Hasbro's actual show that they would have sent you a cease and desist. One notable example is Button Mash's Adventure. That's one really popular one. Somebody made a fan-animated pilot for potentially a fan-animated show, but Button Mash's Adventure looked simply way too close to the actual show that Hasbro decided to take it down, which really sucks. I think it actually ruined the guy behind it life for like a little while. His name was Jan Animations. He was pretty popular in the fandom and got sent a cease and desist to stop doing everything MLP related. Not just Button Mash's Adventure, but like everything MLP related. That must really have sucked. I live in fear it's gonna happen to me one day, where I get sent a cease and desist, stop working on Chronicles, but it also means stop working on everything MLP related. That is horrifying. But like I said, Hasbro doesn't really do cease and desist anymore. Like, for instance, remember those G6 leaks I covered a little while ago? Yeah, this time Hasbro just like politely asked people to take those leaks off Twitter. Just you know, that's it. No fuss. But back to Friendship is Fighting, Hasbro asked them to take it down, and Main 6 actually tried to negotiate with Hasbro to maybe make Friendship is Fighting, that's not the words, maybe make Fighting is Magic an official, like, game. But I don't know if this was them calling into the void, or if Hasbro wanted nothing to do with the project at all, or maybe they just simply could not come to a good agreement. But Main 6 was unfortunately forced to abandon the project. So what do? You just got cease and desist by Hasbro. Your love for this franchise is over. Well, instead of giving up, the Main 6 dev team decided to go absolutely crazy, and they completely restarted development from the ground up, and they started making a kind of legally distinct version of Fighting is Magic and renamed it to Them Fighting Herds. It had a very successful Indiegogo campaign, And it was even noticed by Lauren Faust herself. If you don't know who that is the creator of FIM, Friendship is Magic. Not Fighting is Magic, Friendship is Magic. Lauren Faust temporarily joined the team in order to make character designs for the new main 6. I say join the team, maybe she didn't actually join the team, but like, she helped make the character designs, which is crazy to me. That's right, Lauren freaking Faust helped make this game. Isn't that crazy? I believe on her actual Wikipedia page, Lauren Faust Wikipedia page, she is credited in this game, which is fun, which is hilarious to me.
I don't know how I missed this, but Tara Strong, the voice actor for Twilight Sparkle, is also a voice actor in Them Fighting Herds. She voices the character Arizona. I don't know how I missed that, but that's crazy! That's insane!
Them Fighting Herds had an early release in 2018 and then was followed by a full release in 2020. The game released with a single-player story chapter, only one of them, with a promise that later on they would finish the single-player story. The devs promised they would release more chapters later on. But although everything looked peachy keen on the surface, darkness was brewing down below. Main 6 announced in January of 2022. Keep note of these dates, these are important. In January of 2022, they announced they were bought by a bigger company known as Maximum Game, or sometimes Modus Games. At first, being bought by Maximum was actually a really good thing because they now have the resources to make ports of the game for home consoles like the PS4 and PS5 and Xbox One, Xbox X, the PS4 and 5, and the Switch. Those are all ports of the game. It was going really well until it died. Well, died isn't really the right word. It was more like it was killed. Maximum bought Main 6 in January of 2022, which also included the game Them Fighting Herds. And a mere
1 year, 10 months
later did Main 6 announce that they were being shut down. Do you remember the story mode that the devs promised they would finish releasing? That was canceled. And shortly after the announcement that they were being shut down, a lot of the dev team got fired. I think there's like only 3 people remaining on the team now, and I'm not even sure what they're doing anymore. Can you imagine that? You made your own company and got fired from it? Is this a Steve Jobs story? What the hell's going on? So let Them Fighting Herds be a cautionary tale for other indie developers of what happens when you get sold to a bigger company. Either you turn out a Minecraft, the most popular game and best-selling game in the entire world, or a Them Fighting Herds, which was canceled
1 year, 10 months
after being bought.
1 year, 10 months.
That's it. By the way, please don't give the devs behind Main 6 a hard time, because I am telling you, it is seriously not their call whether their game gets canceled or not. I am telling you, without a shadow of a doubt, if it was up to Main 6, they would still be working on the game. I am not joking. It is the big company, not the devs. It really sucks what happened to Them Fighting Herds, and I hear that wasn't ever really that popular to begin with, because a lot of people saw Them Fighting Herds as, like, MLP related, so a lot of people were immediately turned off by it. Oh, that brony game? I don't want to play that brony game, you know? Like, so the fact that it was never really popular in the first place, it was a great game. The people who played it say that it is, like, one of the best fighting games ever made, but it just never really was able to reach its bigger audience besides like its small indie area like bronies. And like I said, that might be a proponent of why it got canceled by Maximum Games. Maximum Games maybe bought them thinking it would be a big hit, and then over the course of 10 months they realized, oh, this isn't that big of a hit than we thought it was, because they tried monetizing with a season pass. You know that? They tried making a season pass of this game and it didn't work. So that's all for today. I'm sorry it was a shorter video, but I just really don't feel like recording a freaking 40-minute long session. That's all. And remember, kids, always tolerate intolerance, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.
I bite at the hand that feeds me, slap at the face that eats me. Some kind of animal cannibal made impressions on me.